Hello, clarinets. We're going to use this video to show you how to warm up on your mouthpiece and barrel joints. We're going to remind you how to get a reed put on there. And then we're going to go through the first 5 notes with the whole clarinet put together. So these are the things that you should be practicing the first 3 or 4 weeks of school until you're really comfortable with the first 5 notes. Okay, just a reminder, I'll take this reed off so you can see it. There's lots of different ways to put a reed on a clarinet. For most kids, I find this is the easiest. Oops, I dropped my ligature. Put together the barrel joint and the mouthpiece first. And then you're going to take the flat part of the reed. There's a side that's flat that'll have writing on it, and a side that's carved on, has a different shape. We're going to take the flat part of the reed and put it right against the mouthpiece. It doesn't go in, it just goes right against. And we want it to match. We want it to match up the exact shape. It should match the same size and shape of the mouthpiece. And we want a tiny little bit, let me check, get it right, a tiny little bit of black showing above the tip of the reed. Now it's slipping on me. Tiny little bit of black. Then it's on there just right. And you're going to hold it there in place with your thumb and sort of adjust here with your fingers, hold it in place. And then we're going to slip, this is called the ligature. And the ligature has a wide end and a skinny end. The wide end is going to carefully go over the top of the mouthpiece. You want to be careful so you don't nick the top of the reed, because if it cracks or gets chipped, it's not going to vibrate very well. You're going to slide it down, adjusting the reed with your fingers here, not touching the tip of the reed. Fingers and thumb on the side and on the bottom. I'll get it tightened up and I'll show you the finished product. So it'll look like this. So you can see the curve, the carved part of the reed. The ligature is down below that. See where it's carved right here? That little curve, that carved curve. The ligature is down below that. These screws are pretty tight. And there's a tiny little sliver of black sticking up above the reed up here on the tip. Remember we talked about in class, you don't want to touch the tip of the reed because it's fragile and it'll break. Okay, so that's a big job on clarinet. That's hard to do and it'll take some practice. You'll get pretty fast at it eventually. So to make a sound on the clarinet, it is getting your shape of your face exactly right and then using these muscles to hold it there. So I always like to talk about a flat pointed chin and a firm lower lip. So this whole half of your face is sort of, imagine it shaped like a V. Flat pointed chin and a firm lower lip. And these muscles are going to get tired because it's not normal to hold your face like that. So flat pointed chin, firm lower lip. And then you're going to put the mouthpiece, set the reed and the mouthpiece on your lower lip. Like that. And the spot where you want to do this, I'll show you. There's a spot on the mouthpiece and reed where the reed and mouthpiece meet. I'm sticking a piece of paper in there. And you can see there's a spot where they're together. That's about the spot where you want to put your reed. That's the spot you want it to go in your mouth. So somewhere around here, put that on your firm lower lip and your flat pointed chin, and then you set your top teeth on the mouthpiece. You should hear a little click sound. And then all these muscles stay firm to hold that shape. Then you're going to breathe out of the corners of your mouth and then reset and kind of grip so none of this moves. And then you blow. So you can hear it's a nice high-pitched sound. It's nice, high-pitched, clear. If you get something that sounds more like a surprise party or a party favor, that just means things are too loose. You're not controlling the reed. The reed is kind of going crazy. Firm lower lip, flat pointed chin, top teeth on the mouthpiece. Keep all these muscles firm. See that face shape? Another thing to think about is you want to think about, even though the air is kind of going this way, sometimes it helps to really think about blowing the air right into the reed. So you have a nice, steady, energetic airstream to keep that reed vibrating. Now here's some common mistakes on the clarinet. If you get your lower lip too far over your teeth, your lower lip is going to be a little bit over your teeth. So you're covering up your teeth with your lower lip, but barely. If you go too far over, then what happens is it's not firm anymore. Even though you're working really hard with your muscles, all this skin is just loose in your mouth. And then when you put your reed on there, it won't work because all this skin is sitting on the part of the reed that needs to vibrate. So the lower lip should go right about here, top teeth here, and then this part of the reed is free to vibrate. If I loosen my lower lip, you can see the air has nowhere to go. I'm trapping the air inside my mouth, and I just inflate my face. So firm lower lip, flat pointed chin, top teeth on the mouthpiece. If you get no sound, probably all you need to do is put it in your mouth just a tiny bit farther. Everything right and no sound will sound like this. And all I did to fix it is while I was still moving air, I just wiggled the clarinet up into my mouth maybe half a centimeter farther, and it worked. So it would be better at the beginning to be a little bit too firm, a little bit too organized. That's better than just a crazy, disorganized sound. So I'm going to play my clarinet mouthpiece and barrel joint, and then I'll leave a little break for you to play after me, and you want to see if the sounds match, okay? So here I go. Get yourself all set up. Firm lower lip, flat pointed chin, top teeth on the mouthpiece. Listen to me first, and then you play after me. Your turn. Ready, go. Okay, my turn. Your turn. Ready, breathe. Let's do it one more time. Now your turn. Ready, breathe. Okay, good. So now we're going to put the clarinet together. The reed is going to go on the back of the clarinet. I'm just going to kind of wiggle it down, wiggle and push. So the back of the clarinet should look like this, reed, and then this is called the register key, and then you have the tone hole here in the back, and your thumb rest down here. That's the back of the clarinet. And the front of the clarinet has all the holes and keys on the front. So now we're going to look at the first 5 notes. And the first 5 notes on clarinet, once you get your face lined up, playing the first 5 notes is not very hard. So here are the notes on the clarinet, this piece of paper I gave you in class, C, D, E, F, G. The letter names are above the notes, and then the secret clarinet code is down below. So up above here, you can see your left hand. We've given your fingers numbers and letters. Your thumb we're going to call T, and then this is 1, 2, 3. That's all you're going to use for playing the first 5 notes. Thumb, 1, 2, 3. Those are the only 3 fingers, 4 fingers, 3 fingers and a thumb you're going to use. Your right hand is just going to be in charge of holding the clarinet. So to play E is the note we learned first in class, this one. And E lives on this bottom line of the treble clef staff. Let's try playing that first. And E, it says thumb and 1, T1. So our left hand is going to go up, and our left thumb is going to cover this hole in the back, sort of sideways, like this, not like this, sideways. And then your first finger is going to cover this first hole on the front of the clarinet. Thumb and 1, and then your right thumb goes under this thumb rest. Okay, the clarinet is resting on your right thumb and then eventually on your lower lip and bottom teeth. Okay, so your left hand is up and your right hand is down. So firm lower lip, top teeth on the mouthpiece. I have thumb and one covered, and I'm just going to blow just like I had the mouthpiece and head joint, or mouthpiece and barrel, sorry. That's the note E, thumb and one. If I lift up my first finger and just am now covering the hole in the back, that's going to be the note F. If I lift up my thumb and now I'm not covering any holes, that's the note G. So with my fingers, E, F, and then thumb comes off for G. I think I've told you this when I'm demonstrating in class or I'm doing these videos. Sometimes I'll be moving my fingers this much so you can see what I'm doing. That is a crazy way to play the clarinet. You don't want to get in that habit, because then if we ever learn fast music, which we will, you're not going to be able to move your fingers fast enough if they're flying all over the place. So keep them really close to the clarinet. The other two notes of your first five are D and C. There are these first two here, D and C. So D is thumb 1, 2. We just add one more finger, cover one more hole, and C is thumb 1, 2, 3. So C, I'll show you that one. C is thumb on the back again. 1, 2, 3. And do you see how I'm not covering this? I'm not touching this one. I'm only covering the holes. Thumb, 1, 2, 3. And one of the reasons C might not come out is if you don't cover these holes all the way, it won't come out. So if you get the holes covered all the way, the whole hole is covered. Your clarinet's resting on your right thumb, firm lower lip, flat pointed chin, top teeth. Now there's lots of reasons why the note might not work. If you are accidentally leaning on some of these keys with your right hand, so if you get a higher sound that sounds sort of stuffy, that's probably your right hand being a little bit lazy and leaning on keys. There's lots of other buttons you can press on the clarinet. So if your hands aren't right and you're accidentally opening another one of these pads or pushing another key, the note won't work. So you have to be really careful with where your fingers go, what you're touching and what you aren't, and then it'll work. So to play the first 5 notes on the clarinet, we're going to start with this. My thumb is down for all of them until we get to G, C, D, E, F, G. And then I'm covering no holes, touching no keys. C, D, E, F, G. It makes a lot of sense what to do. It's not easy to do it all the time, but to think about it, it's pretty easy. C, D, E, F, G. Start with C, then lift up a finger every time until you run out. So let me play you those 5. I'll just do one note per breath. Firm lower lip, top teeth on the mouthpiece, sitting up tall, feet flat on the floor. Now D. E, F, and G. No fingers. So after a couple weeks, once you get your face organized and this starts to feel a little more normal, you could probably do something like this. Just up and down with your left hand, thumb 1, 2, 3, and then lift up a finger and then put them all back. So that's the first 5 notes on the clarinet. Remember, you want to spend some time warming up with your mouthpiece and barrel joint. Firm lower lip, flat pointed chin, top teeth on the mouthpiece. You're keeping your head up. Remember, you're bringing your clarinet to your head, not your head down to your clarinet. Move your arms until your clarinet reaches your head. Okay, good luck.